Okay, and I am gonna finish the stuff with uh, oil change for this car. Mechanic appears once again here. I'm gonna give you a video so that you can see later. This is truly insane individual. This individual is truly mentally ill individual. He is truly coming here to cause damage. This individual is coming into the house to agitate, literally to cause harm. I don't know what's going on, but it's not going to be good for him for this stuff. This is from the Volkswagen here, from this car in particular. This is a booklet that belongs to this car, to the Volkswagen. And well, the first thing I have to say is that it's written here that oil must be replaced on every 15,000 kilometers, that's about 10,000 miles, or on every 12 months. This is just the way it is. This is basically the way it works. And then if you go to the booklet where it's instructions for the use of this car, okay, that's what you get. You get the booklet, a guide, basically, priročnik. There is a page 207 where it's explained what kind of oil is for this car. What is the engine oil that supposedly is for this car? And well, it depends on what kind of engine do you have. And so for 55 kilowatts, which this car, a little car, has with a diesel, now it all breaks down on whether it does have a filter for the hard parts or not. If it doesn't have a filter for the hard parts, then there is certain oil that comes with a certain additives that gives you I don't even know how, I gotta see that how they refer to this stuff as, but there are certain additives that help the engine. The certificate for this, for that type of oil, they must contain these additives that passes this requirement of the Volkswagen, which is 505 and 507. This would be for the engine oils without the filter for the hard parts. But if it does, your engine does have exhaust, does have also filter for the hard parts, then you're required to use basically something that prevents from causing a damage to this filter for the hard parts. That would be oil with the additives also that classify for the Volkswagen as 507. I'm going to get to that issue in a little bit. Yeah, so 507 must be, not 505, because this car does have this filter, but 507. So let me demonstrate it, what exactly that means in terms of additives. That's you know, I was going to take this here, and this would be a very wrong engine oil. In fact, a little earlier I have found here an email. I was inside of this email box and I found what exactly I was going to purchase. And so in this video I will demonstrate you how they try to fuck me and basically save the mechanic from, he's gonna have to respond some questions about it. The question that I have is the one I already mentioned. He knew that this is not the right, that this is just not the right engine oil. Yeah, yet he insisted on this engine oil. He wanted to have this engine oil no matter what. Okay, so here, December the 12th. Let me see if, no, it's not. Yeah, well, we have this one right here. You can see that. You can see the order that I made. Right there it is. It's a 5 liter of ELF motor engine, Evolution 900, etc. 5W40. Well, this is not even the first thing. They wanted me to purchase what he was placing inside of the car. This is what he was placing inside of the car was the brand known as Aral 5W40. This, except that brand was Aral 540. I don't think it was like this. I don't know what kind of synthetic. I didn't even go through this stuff. Now I can go and see this stuff, quickly see what's going on with this stuff here. But this is the 5W40. It says it's got a high quality viscosity. It's good for the diesel and for the gasoline, and it's recommended for Volkswagen, Renault, Mercedes, and so on and so forth. All that stuff, all that great stuff. And if you click on a bottle, you're gonna see it's got a certification, and it says right there for the Volkswagen, the certification does have 502, 505, and 50500 and 50501, but it doesn't have a 507. So this engine oil right there, the Aral, this is not a proper engine oil for this car. Was he placing this kind of engine oil inside of the car? Well, the mother would never disclose me. I was never given any kind of bottles, anything. Even if I was missing an oil inside of the car, I would not have anything from anywhere to take and add oil to the car. So this, when stuff like this is, you know that your mechanic is already a lunatic. Because, of course, from 5 liters, there is always, since there is 4.3 liters that go inside of this car, there is still 0.7 liter that you should always keep on the side, in the trunk, whatever, in case you need to add oil to your engine, yeah. Engine oil to your engine, yeah. So we don't have this. If he was using this oil, he was using the wrong viscosity, because recommended for this car based on manufacturer specifications is 5W30. 5W30, 5W30 is the viscosity. This is called viscosity. That's basically how this oil is smooth, you know. It depends on also on the temperatures, the oil viscosity, the smoothness of the oil, and 5W30 is recommended for this car, not 5W40. That's one. So the wrong viscosity, and well, is also got a wrong certificate here when it comes to ingredients, minerals added for durability of the engine, for the preservation of the engine, is required not for the engine, but in this case it's directly connected to the particle, for the hard particles filter. If you do have a hard particle filter diesel engine, Volkswagen, at least for the Polo, you are required, just as I demonstrated in a booklet, to use 507. So this here completely wrong. Now what is even more wrong is, what's more wrong about it is that he made about, this guy made about maybe 1 or maybe 2 oil changes on the car, and he had me inside of the garage. Father, brand new car purchased, and he is crying to me that he inserted in the car the wrong engine oil during MK Ultra. He had me inside of the father's garage in our house, and he's crying to me that he inserted in the car the wrong engine oil. Therefore, The engine oil, just as you have seen, the 5W40, the wrong viscosity. The worst part about this wrong viscosity is that it's not only about the wrong viscosity, but it's also about this hard particles filter, which this type of oil appears to me from Aral just doesn't have. So he tells me, he has me jacked up inside of our garage, and he tells me a police told him to continue to put the wrong oil inside of the car. But he tells me that he does have all this stuff audio recorded, that he does have a proof about it. So this must have been, this car is 2010, so this must have been sometimes in, I don't know, 2011. And he continues and he loads the car with the wrong oil. So what happens is, very often this light for the hard particles filter started to pop up. We get the light. Father had a car, I don't know, maybe 20-30,000 kilometers, and this light started to pop him up. And so this mechanic goes and tells my father that that's what mother started to tell me, and this is what I heard between the mother and between him. The Mitja mechanic said it's normal, that it's normal. And interesting, they also implicated Germans and stuff in this stuff, claiming me that this is normal, that all these cars, because it's a city driving, it's normal, that it's normal, that this is normal. They started to convince me that it's normal, that all this stuff is normal, that this is normal in these cars and so on. So everything was normal. Everything was normal. That they inspected the car, I don't know, at Volkswagen, whatever, that's what the Slovenian police claimed and so on. It's normal. Everything is normal. This light's coming up, all it's normal. Take it to the Mitja fix it for you. So yes, if you, I don't know, do something to the filter, it's normal because you unclog the filter, because the filter clogs, and if you unclog the filter, again the light will go away. The light comes and goes away. Mitja fix it. This was the fucking song for 10 years, more than 10 years. I listened this shit. This is fucking crazy. Now, was exactly like this? Do I actually know that this is what it is? This is the opinion, and I need to get confirmed from mechanics. But if in the booklet they tell you that it's because of the hard particles filter, you need 507, not 505, and something is wrong with you if you go and you just do that stuff for the fuck of it. I mean, if the manufacturer tells you that you need to put viscosity, oil viscosity, specifically, just as I entered right here, 2010 1.2 turbo diesel engine oil for the Volkswagen Polo. If they tell you engine oil is 5W30, this is a viscosity, and I find nothing wrong with it. When I click here on this is some kind of a British website. They demonstrate this oil, and I find nothing wrong with it, because they have this badge here that says 507. Do you see it? Hell, man, it's gonna help me out to do this stuff. All right, now it's loading me with the garbage. Okay, cookies, come on. So this is the stuff that matters. This is the stuff that matters, this stuff here, 507. In fact, this is very, very important. We're going to multiply like that. So you have a 5W30, and this is here the most important part to it. It's called 507. So it's like this. This is the oil that's supposed to be inside. Why this guy did not go correct, I did explain. Yeah, right? So this is what the British recommend. And on every one of them, you're going to see 507, because of what I stated. 5W30 is a viscosity. Well, everybody knows this stuff. So what I'm going to do instead of that stuff, so I'm not going to be wasting my time with this stuff. I'm just going to take 507 like this. We're going to copy this stuff, F, boom. And so there you go. What do you see? You see 507. And when it comes to viscosity everywhere, for every one of these oils, you can see it's 5W30. This is what they selected to be based on car manufacturer specifications, optimal value for this car when it comes to engine. And well, actually also the exhaust, also the filter for the hard particles. There is no arguments for this stuff. And so I must tell you one thing. I must honestly tell you that I had no fucking idea that there is somebody in Slovenia as a mechanic that eventually would go and would settle for the stuff like that. Then I see here it's also liquid moly that suggests on 5W40 and incorrect 505. Yeah. What is incorrect? Let me explain to you what is incorrect. The incorrect is whatever here is not specified. If you're specified here to use in this book, which is issued for this car, to use 507, yeah, and 507, it's these two here, yeah, these two here. This is what clearly specifies, yeah. One, it says dieselski motor blue motion 55 kilowatt, and the other one above is dieselski motori 55 kilowatt 66 kilowatt 77 with a DPF. And you can see right there specifications of the engine oil, and you see right there one is with a long life is 507, without the long life is also 507, and you can see it. You can you can see it. You can see it here, you can see it above, and you can see it in here, and you can see it right there. Now without this filter, yes, you can also use 505 if you don't want the long life. Probably you have to just change the engine oil more frequently. Now this mechanic pushed down the throat the engine oil change at the interval of 14 months is what it's now. And I did demonstrate it in the booklet. They tell you that you need to change on either every 15,000 kilometers, which is 10,000 miles, or on every 12 months, whichever of the two comes earlier. I should say first, but once per year you do have to change one. So why was this guy doing this kind of stuff? What was wrong with him, with his 5W40 engine oil? Well, they wanted to fuck me. You see, the engine oil I was going to purchase did have a certain specifications which more or less did fit. Well, the stuff that you see right here, which is Volkswagen 505, this engine, this oil here that I demonstrated you, 5W40, eventually, believe it or not, it does have this certificate of Volkswagen. You see right there, 505, just like you see it right there. You know, you see it? It does have one, right? It does have one, just like the oil that he proposed, just like this oil here, this Aral here, that I demonstrated you earlier, that he is using, that he tanked with this stuff, the same thing. Now, when it comes to longevity, maybe this would even work if you would replace the oil every 6 months or something like that, because it's mentioned in a guide, longevity issue, right? So now, if it's going to be so good that's going to pop up this thing, I can show you. If not, not. Let's do it again, this. I already did demonstrated you. It only has nothing. It only has 505. It only has a badge 505. It doesn't have more than that. This is a RAL. It doesn't show anymore the picture that it showed a little earlier. So these specifications of this are all 5W40. When it comes to the Volkswagen, they do match. I don't know what the hell this is. They do match exactly what I suggested earlier. That's 505, what he craved for. The same thing, the same this stuff here I had. This is the one, the Evolution 900, except that I ordered the 5 liters, you see, because you need 4.3 liter for the Volkswagen Polo. You need this is the same oil. This is the one, the Evolution, bam, 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 bam. So why they did this kind of stuff? Oh, they did this kind of stuff because I'm a mechanic, and on top of it, I'm a mechanical engineering technician. It's really not a big deal. If I was not in this situation as they did to me, trust me, I would have much more, probably some doctoral degrees on top of it. But this is where life delivered me into the situation I found totally as incredible, difficult to believe. In Slovenia there is actually a mechanic, certified mechanic, that this is what screwed me up, because I cannot believe that there is a mechanic that works at a certified dealer like this guy does. He works here at Volkswagen, Audi, Skoda in Novo Mesto at a certified dealer. That he does not understand what means exactly when it comes to filter for the particles, for the hard particles. He just doesn't fucking get it. That you do need to respect when it comes to certain car brands, certain issues that are being used in certain engines or exhaust, that you just have to respect that manufacturer's instructions. And so what he wanted me to do is, he just wanted me to follow, and I did. I really did. I assumed that as a mechanic, as a certified mechanic as he is, as a mechanic that is employed at a dealer, that this is something that there is no reason to check on this issue, right? So that's why I ordered this stuff. But my mother demanded for this stuff to be returned, and well, I did not use this engine oil. I returned one back to Ljubljana. They went and they picked it up. They took it back to Ljubljana. They refunded me the money. It really took them some time with people that were involved in MK Ultra. I had a phone call with them. But they did refunded the money, and the car still didn't have an engine oil replaced, basically. So there is really not much for me to tell. That this guy is, fair to say, is sick. He is coming in the house, literally again, he was inside the house. This is the craziest motherfucker I know of. He keeps coming in the house to check on the oil, how the oil is doing, but he won't take and service the car. So if this is a normal mechanic for your standards, for mine definitely is not. He's coming here to bully, to harass, basically, knowing that exactly what I stated. It's due, it's need to be done, and he's just coming here to cause havoc, basically. Eat nerves, literally, to make his presence and explain one as with nothing being done to it. While at the same time, a mother who is enforcing this kind of bullshit doesn't allow me to do the oil change myself. So this is completely fucked up. Yeah. So why would they wanted me to they didn't want to change the oil? Because police was certain that they're going to prove me that I don't know anything about anything, man. There's not even supposed to be an oil inside a car and so on and this and that and so on. And you yourself, you put the wrong oil inside the car. Well, luckily I didn't, that's one thing. And the second thing is, this mechanic is fucking nuts. Like I said, the foremost he's nuts because he acknowledged it's a wrong oil that he is placing inside of the car. You get this shit, you get this specifications. This is what the stuff filter looks like, and then that gives you a trouble. That gives you a problem. It fucks the stuff. And in a little bit, I'm going to demonstrate you the lights that were coming up on the car, on this car, because of this kind of stuff. And then it's expensive because it costs from 8 to 3,000 euros to replace this filter because of the stuff like this. Because of this wrong fucking oil that you put inside, then there is a hell that breaks out. It's the cost that ranges between 800 to 3,000 euros. That's very fucking expensive. Really, it's expensive. The crazy stuff about this stuff is that the crazy stuff about this filter is that they tell you here that you can normally drive this without having to replace this filter. The filters quit, this light here, the warning light on the control panel, that's exactly the light, and other two lights, they keep popping up because of this idiot, because of this mechanic. Very often the stuffed filters are discovered at the service as a consequence of the mistakes and in functioning the engine, and it's not even necessary. The car has already hundreds of thousands of kilometers. Fuck, stuff that you wouldn't even have to bother with for your lifetime with. However, they mentioned here at times the filter already quit much earlier, even when the car makes 100,000 kilometers. Wow, man, so good to know. And this car barely has 73,000 kilometers only. That's all there is. It's still missing 27,000 kilometers to get to 100,000. And so I think that this filter is quite fucked up, and I think it's quite expensive actually to fix. This is what I think. And when the filter is stuffed, because Mitja Fix It always was the song, it puts the burden on other parts of the engine, if you understand me. Because the car is designed like this, and you cannot go and do something to exhaust or whatever without counting that is not going to be consequences also on the engine, overheating and so on. So, have a mechanic like this is just really not a good news. This guy obviously has some serious problems, and this is basically what they were stressing me with. Luckily, I did not go and place my own oil, 5W40 in the car, but if I did place this oil inside of the car, which I did return back to Ljubljana instead, it would be exactly identical to the engine oil that he's placing inside of the car, to Aral, basically. That engine oil supposedly is a longer lasting engine oil, but still the point is it's a wrong oil. Now, he did not stop with this mechanic there. He don't give up on his lunacy. He started to convince me in front of the computer during MK Ultra sessions that in fact he did found that he, in fact, he did found, in fact, that he did found that the engine oil that he's using, it's being used already in also that is that some put this kind of oil is good and so on and so forth. So man, I don't know what the fuck to say about it. You see it, 5W30 with a badge, Volkswagen 507. This is the requirement for the Volkswagen Polo. So very sad, but difficult to explain this. This one here will even give the 505 inside, but this is not really what it is. I mean, I was clear about it. There's nothing to argue. What fucked me up about this stuff is that this guy is really a certified mechanic employed at the dealer. I had no idea. I had no fucking idea. There's nothing to argue when it comes to oil change, when it comes to maintenance. There's nothing to argue with manufacturer. The manufacturer gives you this, it gives you this. And you're gonna go and you're gonna fuck with the new car. You're gonna take the new car and you're just gonna pop the new different kind of oil inside to see what? To see if it works, if it's, you make a mistake, you admit you make a mistake, and then you continue to load the car with the wrong engine oil. Wow. Okay. I mean, the point proven. I mean, wow, the police told me. I recorded the police. So let's continue. We're going to load with the wrong engine oil. Brilliant. That's brilliant. That's fucking brilliant. It's brilliant. Awesome job. Awesome job. He was playing with this filter, checking regularly on this filter so that something would not go wrong with the filter. Can you fucking imagine? Because I know that when I was driving with mom to Bela Krajina, that I felt the transmission was pretty damn hot in the summertime. I am having a lot of thoughts about this. This is insane. This is the father's car. They were not doing damage only to me, but they were doing damage just as they stated also to father, without having absolutely any respect. Yeah, I understand that he was today or yesterday again, he was here and he just make a little trip to come and visit. Obviously I was not there. Talk to mama, I guess. He pulled the car out and he reversed the car. And the boy, he announced himself during MK Ultra, his presence. You already know it's me when you see the car parked like this. Wow, man. Really. A lot of crazy clowns involved in this stuff during MK Ultra. This one in particular, I find him sick. The mechanic, if you want to call this poor excuse of a human being, if you ask me, he told me during MK Ultra that when you see the car parked like this, you already know it's me. Can you imagine? He's got inside of the booklet even instructions that engine oil must be replaced every 15,000 kilometers or simply once per year, whichever comes first. And this is very bad here. You're talking about 14 months that oil has not been replaced on this car. So one thing, and then the second thing why I'm here is because this light here I'm about to demonstrate you, this is the light that kept coming back when father was using the car. This was always the light that kept coming back. Let me demonstrate you. This is a light for the parts. No, that's actually for the filter. Filter za trde delce. For the hard particles. The filter for the hard particles. This was the light, but what's interesting is is that this man claimed, he claimed that this is not a big deal. It's not a big deal. Whatever the fuck he was doing with this. It says in the instructions of the Volkswagen Polo of this car, which barely has 73,000 kilometers. That's all it has. Uh, it specifies that, see that stuff right there. It specifies it clearly specifies that um, it's not supposed to be a problem for this car. Actually, that in some occasions, sometimes the light comes up even in below 100,000 kilometers, if you understand me what I'm saying. Sometimes, in some cases, the light comes before you reach 100,000 kilometers. This car has something over 70,000. The problem is this light for the particles, for the filter, however, was already coming up when the car had 40,000 kilometers. And this is related, actually, possibly, very likely it's related to the engine oil. Because if you place the wrong engine oil inside, you will destroy the hard particles filter. So this guy might have caused damage to the filter. And he kept saying to us, to the father and to me, not to me, but my mom was the one who said, no, not a big deal, it's nothing. Oh, Mitja came, Mitja fix it, Mitja fix it, Mitja fix it. What fix it? This is whatever he did, because what's happening is, if it's the wrong oil inside of the fucking car, inside of the engine, what this will do is, it will stuff the filter. I don't even know how you say it, clog the filter. And then you're going to have the light that comes up. Is this good? This causes problem to other parts of the car if you drive with that stuff. And if the mechanic tells you that it's okay, that's not a problem, you're causing a damage also. The clogged filter, the stuffed filter, caused damage also to other parts of the engine. Of course it's not good. So this guy was basically forcing on the car what's not supposed to be done, and caused damage also to the filter, to the particle filter, just by using the wrong oil. And the oil he was using is the 7W40 oil. Actually, excuse me, 5W40 oil, which has certain characteristics that do match the prescribed longevity damage prevention, preventative damage, certain chemicals inside to prevent, for the longevity purposes, prevent damage, certain mineral stuff inside of the oil. It does have this, but it doesn't have the same quality, the same specifications, viscosity, definitely not a viscosity, and it's very, very likely, this is what I'm investigating now, also other standards that 5W40 has. Actually, I think that not 5W40, but I don't even know. I think it's 5W30 that's supposed to go inside in here. I don't know. I'm researching this stuff right now, and I will let you know exactly what it's supposed to mean and be, and how it's supposed to be, and so on. But this guy, this mechanic, this Mitja, told me that he is placing the wrong oil inside of the car when he had me drugged up inside of this house. He admitted me that he made a mistake when father purchased the car, and he continued to service the car knowing that he was purchasing that he was placing the wrong oil inside of the car. He fed the car regularly with 5W40. Let me demonstrate you this stuff. And that's not the oil that's supposed to be. The viscosity is supposed to be 5W30. But what bothers me about it is that he knew that it's the wrong engine oil he's placing inside. He knew about it, if you understand me what I'm saying. And he did not go and correct this stuff, but deliberately continued to load the car with the wrong engine oil by basically explaining me during MK Ultra. He explained to me during MK Ultra that he is placing the wrong oil inside. You already know what exactly I mean about when I say this stuff. Nothing good. Basically, you have somebody joked up and you explain him that you're placing the wrong oil, and he gives you a green light because he doesn't know what the fuck is going on. And anyhow, this was not my car. This was the father's car. This is this right here. This is what this is. Now, let me see if I can turn this on this telephone, and maybe that's not an easy part. This telephone has problems. But what kind of oil is he placing inside? Let me see. It's Aral, just as the way you see it right there. Yes. And the next thing is, let me see the viscosity of this oil. It's 5W40. Right there you can see it. It's 5W40. This is when the oil was changed, replaced. Well overdue. This is 14 months now. It was not replaced. And right there is the brand of the oil. So that's under no means good. This guy is not completely, I don't know how I would say that. Did you explain person what the fuck you're doing, knowing that you're causing the damage to the engine? He figured out, he was demonstrating me further on the computer, in fact, however, that he found the type of oil that's supposed to be inside of the car with the type of, because what they do, what they give you is, for every car brand, whether it be Volkswagen or Renault or whatever kind of car, there is certain additives that are inside of this oil. And it's not only about the viscosity, but it's also about the certain additives that help engine preserve longevity. The oil also doesn't have to be so frequently replaced and so on. So, well, you can have a different kind of oil, and you can have this kind of, you know, recommendation. You know, from the Volkswagen, they require, I think it's 507 for with a diesel with a hard particle filter. And this car, I do believe, does have this hard part filter. Of course, the light you have seen inside. When you or 505 without the filter. If it's not for the longevity, you can also use with this batch 505 also. I don't even know how you say that stuff. No. Yeah, I mean, certain engines for certain car brands, and also for the certain car models, certain engine oils, this is all standardized. And well, I mean, in this case, this is a problem because the car has this filter inside for the particles, for the hard parts. Mechanic obviously have realized that he is placing the wrong oil. This happened, he talked to me, this is what bothers me. He made like maybe, he made, I don't know, he might have completed maybe 2 or 3 maybe oil changes before he realized that he was actually giving, or maybe just one oil change, before he realized that he is giving the wrong oil inside of the car. And he didn't bother to go and fix it, but continued to load the wrong oil inside of the car. That's crazy. He claimed it's a police that ordered him to load the car with the wrong engine oil. That's what he claimed me. Later he claimed me that other viscosity that is used, that he did not place one inside of the car, matched exactly the viscosity requirements also that he found on the internet, that they also advertised that it's okay to put this kind of oil inside of the car. Man, this guy is wacko. And this is how he parked the car, and that's how he announced himself to me, you know, when you see this, you will already know it's me. Oh yeah, it's you, buddy, you're gonna have problems. This Mitja, the mechanic from the father, whom police really, they was really screwing my father in the head, because he was running to him for every fucking light, for every signal. They were playing with his car. He was not coming in our house to help me out. He's gonna help me out, whatever. He was searching for the physical altercation. This guy had a sick stuff on his mind. He was involved in torture and was coming in the house, making his presence during MK Archery and search for physical confrontation with me. This guy was physically violent, threatened, and so on. He did found, however, that's what he claimed me. That's how he figured out would drive me insane. Engine oils from the sellers on the internet, online stores obviously, that already would even classify his type of oil as recommended for this car and so on. I don't think so. But this is what he had going on. So if you want to help people, you don't help people like this. And I honestly, I don't know there is a fucking mechanic in Slovenia like this, really, that they exist like this. And this one really is certified and works with a dealer and so on and so forth. It passed quite some time. No, this is also how I'm going to fuck him, because this guy is going to have to go to the police. He's going to have to go to the court because of this. It doesn't matter really about the car. He caused me a lot of harm, to put it plain and simple. He's gonna have a chance to prove against what I stated in this video, and he did so after literally when the car was new. The car got the service, I think, that even I was told that they got at this place where they purchased the car or whatever. They serviced the car or whatever, because the father had there that he would still have the free service or whatever, and they would service his car. And then once whatever this service went out, he immediately went ahead and screwed up the car with a new type of oil. Interestingly enough, he figured out after the first or second oil change that he made, that is the wrong oil he's placing inside of the car. This is what is the most fucked up part. Yet he would not go and correct the oil. And the biggest problem he's going to have at the court is really he's going to have to articulate, demonstrate just how long it took those online stores to start to recommend the type of oil that he invented is the correct one for this car. That's a problem. If you do something that you're not supposed to, and then you're using some kind of excuse that there is already online stores, then there is a certain period that goes in between when you are doing this stuff and when others started to, also recommend on their sites that it's okay also to put this kind of oil inside of the car. It's just, even today I'm going to say it's not. What is okay is whatever manufacturer recommends. I did not invent this stuff. This is what Volkswagen invented. For Volkswagen cars, it's just like this. That's all there is to it. Just a violent thug. No, he did not come here to this house to help. He was coming here he was in a search for altercation, physical confrontation, and he was violent during MK Ultra. Have to repeat this. He did have some other violent thugs involved in it, and presented himself as my he saved me life during MK Ultra. That's how much violence he had involved with police in it. This is extremely violent thug, a criminal we're talking about here. And there was a group of criminals this police had, to whom he depicted himself as somebody who stood up to them for my sake and stuff like this, after he already committed a lot of violence. He is going to have a lot to explain about this stuff.